back to the Big Ten, looking at number 25, Illinois at Rutgers. Kevin, you have a bet on this game. The Fighting Illini favored by a single point at Bet365. Scarlet Knights minus 105 on the money line. Total of 47.5. The betting market has not respected Brett Bielema's team all season long, and rightfully so to an extent. We saw it a couple weeks ago in a two-game stretch, two-game sample size, Illinois failing to cover in blowout fashion at Oregon, and then I believe slight home underdogs to Minnesota, losing that game by nearly a touchdown. Bounce back last week against Michigan State as short home favorites. But this matchup probably boils down to whether Altmaier can take advantage of a Rutgers secondary that is exploitable, or if Rutgers' rushing attack can exploit and maybe drain some clock, similar to my point about Kansas, Colorado, if they can do the same against Illinois and that rushing defense that has some holes. So, Kevin, which side are you going with here?
Normally when I think about Rutgers football, especially at home, I think about them playing good defense, and that hasn't necessarily been the case this year. It's funny, we ran into Greg Schiano and some of the Rutgers players that were in Indianapolis for Big Ten Media Days, and we sat there and had a conversation with Greg, and because we knew him from his time at Ohio State, and he felt pretty good about his team, and I just haven't necessarily seen anything that we have discussed. Now for Illinois is coming a time zone away. It's going to be an 11 a.m. body clock kickoff for them at Rutgers. I mean, sometimes I take that into consideration, sometimes I don't. I mean, heck, when I was an 18, 19, 20-year-old kid, I was getting to bed at 4. So, I mean, I don't do body clock all that much. But I think Illinois has started to show me a couple of things, even if they haven't necessarily, cracked the walnut yet. I think that they have some of the right pieces. And I can't believe I'm saying that about a Luke Altmaier team, because I've not really been a huge believer in him. But I have had a couple of Rutgers bets that have blown up in my face this year. And because of that, I am not making that mistake again. You only fall for the banana in the tailpipe trick so many times. Give me Illinois -1.
Brett, you're going to be at this game, so we're paying off the tease, the one that I forgot. You'll be at this game at Rutgers. Are you going to be looking to bet the Illini like Kevin?
I don't really love either side here. And look, Illinois is a kind of under the radar team at 7-3. They had a nice bounce back win against Michigan State, like we talked about. Luke Altmaier has been great. I said 3 years ago, I was really excited for this guy when he played in the Sugar Bowl. And then, of course, Jackson Dart went out, and he wasn't very good since then. But, hey, it's coming around. Better early than never, I suppose. Look, we've had just a bizarre stretch with this Rutgers defense, who are actually without some of their top players on defense. They gave up 42 to Wisconsin, which I couldn't have guessed that in 100 years. 35 to UCLA, 42 to USC. But then those guys get back, and they're a lot better defensively against Minnesota and Maryland. And when the defense is on, I know Washington flew cross country, held them to 18, held Nebraska to 14. Nothing great there, but Minnesota's been playing well. You held them under 20. You held Maryland, who's not that great, under 20. When this defense plays well, it plays well. And of course, this Illinois offense is a little bit better than what they've seen lately. But this seems square when I say it out loud, but 47.5, that's kind of a bunch of points for these teams that could end in a 17-10 deal here. And it's going to be pretty nice on Saturday. Fortunately, we're not dealing with driving rain or wind or anything like that, but it's going to be a little breezy. And I don't know. I don't really trust Calic Manis for Rutgers. Surely not. And Luke Altmaier has been really good this year at times, but he can also be kind of bad. So I think if I'm leaning anything here, I'm probably taking under.
Okay. So I like that, especially if Rutgers is in a position where they're dictating the tempo, or if Altmaier struggles, to your point. The handicap definitely makes sense. But let's say you're Kevin, and you're betting on this game over at Bet365 Sportsbook. You're looking to maybe get out a little bit early if Illinois jumps ahead and your demons kind of come back to haunt you, and Rutgers does come back late in this game to win the game outright. Well, with the Bet365 early payout offer, you're a winner if your team goes up by 17 or more points. So that could include you, Kevin, with the Illini. With the instant payout offer on straight bets and parlay selections, they're marked early as winners if your team goes up by 17, so 3 possessions or more. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Remember to use that promo code that you heard from the get-go on the show, the lines, one word, to not only get that special exclusive November offer where you can get $5 or you bet $5 and you get $200 in bonus bets from the get-go, no matter how your bet turns out. But you can also get that early win if Illinois does jump out ahead. Unfortunately, Brett, no way to really apply that to totals in this game.